What advice do you have maybe for anyone who is like either thinking of starting a business, they haven't even considered copywriting, or maybe they're in even another business and they've heard of content writing and are like, what is this thing? Like, any thoughts there?
Well, I think, I mean, I wished I had had this even before, like when we were going through, wanting to create just a wellness coaching business, like learning how to write things in a way that quickly delivers your point and catches the reader's attention, also while like keeping up with what online content is doing would have been so helpful to me, I think. And I think is helpful to others like that are starting their online business. Um, or even if it's not, I mean, even if you have like a brick and mortar store, but you have, a presence online that you want to be getting clients and customers, learning that skill, just the foundation of it would have been so helpful and taken so much pressure off and so much of the workload off, because I think back of how much I like poured my heart into things that maybe kind of fell flat, and not like that the words were wrong or what I was writing about was necessarily wrong, but learning how to structure it in a way that is, like I said, more appealing and keeps up with what others are doing would have been really helpful. Um, and I think also it helped open my eyes to really what works more for me. You know, when we started out trying to, going through the NTA and learning, to build a practice that way, my mind was so singular focused on it had to be this certain way. And you've talked about this several times before, and learning how to pivot and learning how to like almost honor what really works for you. And I didn't realize it until like really starting to go through your course and trying new things and learning a new way of communicating. That wasn't that model that I was trying so hard to force myself into, was not really like, it just didn't work for me. And that's okay. Like, that's the other thing. Like, that's okay. And I just, going through this really helped me to see that. And even little things like, I had a lot of questions because I'm not techie. And so I had a lot of questions that I was embarrassed to ask. But, just hearing you say and show us where to go to look for this, and that, hey, it's okay. It like took so much of the burden off of me. Like, again, I get stuck in these areas of I have to know everything about everything, but learning where to go was so helpful.
Good. Yeah, it's like, I mean, I think it's so easy to get intimidated by the tech stuff and the marketing stuff, and it's always changing. So it makes sense why we're intimidated, because as soon as you master one thing, they come out with another feature. But that's what I just found too, is that it's part of it is just knowing where to look, knowing how to research, even if you're writing. It like is so empowering to feel like I can go and figure this out in 10 minutes versus like I need someone who's a tech whiz to come in, or I need to pay for a tech whiz to come in.
Right.
It's like I can go figure this stuff out, and even the marketing and writing side. And then I also love your point about almost feeling like if you feel like it has to be coaching, right? Because we both felt that at a certain point, and I think both enjoyed the clients we work with and the people. But then the coaching itself, there's just something that wasn't quite like the long-term sustainability kind of feeling.
Yeah.
And so I love like that writing can almost help you reach the same mission. Like I even had another, student who really loved the nutrition side, and she said for her, the writing, what she did it because she felt like she could even reach more people than
Mhm.
having like a one-on-one practice. And so she was like, for me, it's not even really like giving up the dream. It's actually like expanding the dream. And now I can have 30 people see something, whereas I only would have had one person in that hour session too.
Right. Or if you are, you want to build that client base, it is an easy way to stay,
Yeah.
in it and still be learning and growing and reaching people, but it's more kind of like a, you know, behind closed doors kind of thing. Maybe when you don't have a full client load, you can
Yeah.
still do this work and still get paid and still be, working in the field with maybe in bit while you build that client base.
Yeah, that's a great point. Almost as like a side income stream that supports whatever the other dream is or
Mhm.
business,
Oh, yeah.
and keeps it going. Or like, even if you might end up, like for me, I ended up really liking the marketing and writing side. So I was like, I think I'll just do this full time. But in the beginning days, it was like a means of supporting another business. And so that's always an option too. Or just to hear from other people too, where it's like, I just want to have in this economy, in this market, like another income stream where I know if something happens, I can go and I know how to get a client, or I can go and build out whatever I need to have another
Right.
supplement. So I like that you said
Yeah.
that.
Mhm.